Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the last topic of the chapter squares and square roots. So in the last class we have discussed about some of the methods of finding out the square roots. So those methods, even though they are efficient, but they are inefficient when it comes to larger numbers. When the number becomes large, then the method of repeated subtraction or even the prime factorization method becomes inefficient. So in that case, we then follow the next method, that is the long division method. So this long division method can be said, we can say applicable in cases of large numbers. So that's what we'll discuss today, finding out the square roots using the division method. That is the long division method. So let us see first what is this long division method. Say we are given out to find out the square root of 529. So obviously this is a big number. We can't do it with the help of repeated subtraction method or the prime factorization method. So in this case we have to do this division method. So we'll follow the steps first of all. So what we do is, first we place a bar over every pair of digits starting from the digits at the ones place. So this is the ones place, 9 is at the ones place. From the right side you can say we'll place a bar on every pair. So pair means 2, and if the number of digits in it is odd, then the leftmost single digit 2 will have a bar. So this 29 is an odd number obviously, so even 5 will have a bar. So we'll place a bar over 2 and 9. It will be like this. You can see over 2 and 9 will place this bar, and since 29 is a, you can say, odd number, so we'll place a bar over 5 as well. Clear? Step 1. Now step 2. Find the largest number whose square is less than or equal to the number under the extreme left bar. Take this number as the divisor and the quotient with the number under the extreme left bar as the dividend. Divide and get the remainder. So you can see here, what is the largest number whose square is less than, okay, or equal to, not more than. So obviously that number is 2. So the square of 2 is what? 4. It is less than 5. Clear? So what we do is that we'll write here 2 as the divisor. This 2 is the divisor now. Then we'll multiply that same number with the divisor. That is 2 into 2. So we get 4. And then simple division, we'll take the remainder. 5 minus 4 is 1. Clear this much? Whatever number we take as the divisor, we'll multiply that with the same number. Then we'll get this number. That is simple as we can say, we'll take the square of it. So 2 into 2 is 4. We got 1. Our next step is bring down the number under the next bar to the right of the remainder, so the new dividend is 129. Yes. So this much we have done. Now we'll bring down this 2 and 9 below. After that, what we do is double the divisor and enter it with a blank on its right. You can see here we have brought it down. Next what we'll do is we'll double the divisor and enter it. We'll double this divisor. We'll double it, it will be what? It will be 4. And enter it with a blank, and there will be a blank left on the right side. You can see now it. You can see here. Next we have doubled this 2 and we have brought it 4 here. Clear? We have doubled 2, it will be 4, and then we have placed a blank here. Clear? Now next, after keeping the blank, what we do, guess a largest possible digit to fill the blank, which will become the new digit in the quotient. This is the quotient, such that the new divisor is multiplied to the new quotient in the product is less than or equal to the dividend. Yes, this is also simple. It is similar to this. These words may make you confused. So what you need to do is simple. We have doubled this 2. It has become 4. Now we have to place such a number here, and that same number will place in the quotient as well. and when we multiply it, it should be less than or equal to 129. Now we know that if we place 3 here in this blank, it becomes 43, and same 3 we have to place it on the quotient also. And we know that 43 into 3 is 129. So the new digit that will be placed in this blank will be 3. So 43 here, and here also we'll place another 3 here. So 43 into 3 will be 129. And after placing 129, we get the remainder as 0. So when we get the remainder as 0, then our work is done. And whatever number is left in the quotient, that will be the square root of that given number. Clear? Now next, moving on to another case, 4096. Now here what to do is that since 96 is an even number, so in this case what we need to do is same thing, we'll place the bar over 96 as well as over 40. Now why you have placed over 40? Because here 96 is an even number, so we'll place it over the next 2 digits on the leftmost side. Clear? Next what we do is that same method like the earlier method, we'll place any number whose square is less than or equal to this 40. So obviously 6 6 are 36, so we'll write 6 in the divisor as well as in the quotient, so we get 36, then 4 will be left as the remainder. In the next step what we'll do is that we'll bring this 96 below together. Whatever thing is given under the bar, it will come down together. So obviously you can see now 496. Now next thing, as usual, we have to double this 6. So in the next step you will see we have doubled it, yes, 12, and we have left a blank here. Now we have to put such a number here that will be also placed on the quotient, and that should be less than or equal to 496. So is there any number? Yes, there is one number, 4. So if we'll put 4 here, we have to put 4 in the quotient as well. So 124 into 4 will be 496. We got the remainder as 0. So our work is done. So this 64 will obviously be the square root of the number 4096. Clear? Now next, moving on, the square roots of decimals. Now let us see, we have discussed about the normal non-zero positive numbers. Now we'll discuss about how to find out the square roots of decimals. It is also kind of similar. Here also we have to place the bars, but here we have to remember that we have to place the bar on the integral part and on the decimal part. This first part which comes first of this decimal, this is the integral part, and this is the decimal part. After the decimal, whatever number is there, that is the decimal part, and before the decimal, whatever is there, that is the integral part. Clear? So we'll place the bar over 17 and over 64. Now what to do is we'll proceed in a similar manner. Yes, same thing you have to do, just like other 2 methods that we have seen. Obviously that is the same method, or in the earlier 2 cases what you have seen, same way you have to proceed. So you can see here we have placed bar over 17 and over 64. Now what to do? We have to write a number whose square will be less than or equal to 17. So obviously that is 4. So 4 into 4 will give us 16, and then the remainder is 1. Now next step, we all know we have to bring down this 64 together. Yes, we have to bring down 64 together. Then what we get is 164. Then after that what we need to do is that this thing we have to double 4, that will be 8, and leave a blank on the right side. Now same thing, we have to find out digit here, that will be placed here also as well on the quotient, and that should be less than or equal to 164. So let us see if there is any such number. Yes, there is one number, that is 2. So we have to put 2 here as well as 2 on the quotient. But since this is a decimal, we'll put a decimal here because this was the integral part. Now since we have brought down the decimal part, so we have to put a decimal after 4 here. Clear? So 82 into 2 is 164. So since we have put a 2 here, here also have to put a 2. So 82 into 2 is 164. So this 4.2 will be the square root of 17.64. Clear? So this is similar. So in all the methods what we have seen is, that first of all we have to place the bar properly. After placing the bar, we have to find out a number which is less than or equal to that number. Square of that number is less than or equal to that number. Then we have to multiply it, and then in the next step we have to double that number and place a blank on the right side, and there we have to put such a digit which if we multiply in the quotient, we get back another number which is less than or equal to that number. So the method is similar, and we'll do it until and unless we get the remainder as 0. And as soon as we get the remainder as 0, whatever is there in the quotient, that will be the square root of that number. In case of decimal, when we bring down the decimal part, we have to put a decimal point over there. So this is the only difference between the square root of the normal positive numbers and the decimal numbers. So I hope you all have understood it. You can go through the examples that is given in your textbook, as well as you can try it out with other numbers as well. The procedure is same for any number. So just you have to find out you have to do this continuous process until and unless you get the remainder as 0. So this brings us to the end of this chapter. So also the end of this video. So that's it then. Thank you and have a nice day.